Oh, yeah. Wow. Thank you, and thank you. Welcome to the Galvin Dean Show. Today is Saturday Fantasy Football Roundup, and man, just buckle your shoes, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. I have some people to go over. There's some news, so football news. How about Mr. Sweat himself? Montez Sweat agrees to a 4-year, ready, $98 million extension to the Chicago Bears. $98 million. And guess how much is fully guaranteed? $71 million. Guys, $71 million. That's like over 70% he gets guaranteed of that money. And I think it comes to like $105 million. Amazing. I mean, congratulations, Montez Sweat, man. I mean, congratulations, man. I mean, that's definitely a round of applause on that one, guys. I mean, just wow. And how about Kyler Murray? He's off the PUP list before Sunday's game. They're not going to activate him. They're going to keep it the rookie quarterback. Oh, yeah. Against Cleveland, mind you. Wow. Well, man. Oh, I mean, what? Like, you think he'd pass for 50, 60 yards? Oh, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. Man, especially in Cleveland. Wow. So guys, if you have Cleveland's defense, fantasy lovers, there you go. To Chicago about Montez Sweat steal, they don't even know if he's going to hit the field in the first week. So he might be there a couple plays, but I mean, he's just got there, and he needs to learn, how their schemes are and where they go, and he might be out there for maybe a few plays, but I don't think the guy's good. The guy's good, and the other bookend, Chase. He went to the 49ers. Wow. And their defense needed it, guys. Their defense definitely needed it. Darren Waller, what a surprise. Wow. This guy's just... I have never seen a season when, without him getting hurt. Have you? Has anyone? I don't think he's had a full season. And he claims to be like the best tight end in football. He's lost it. I think, just don't see him doing too well. I don't think he'll be a Giant after this year. And I wouldn't sign him. Tyrod Taylor's, he's on injured reserved. Wow. So, Daniel Jones is starting this weekend. Daniel Jones, and wow, it's just a lot going on. Kyler Murray, he's making his way back. Congratulations to Kyler Murray, man. Congratulations, my friend. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely well-deserved. I just love to see people come back from injury and see how they do. I think, unfortunately he's coming back to not that good of a team. And there has been talk about the Cardinals would take a quarterback in the first round. That doesn't bode well for him. But if I was him, if I came back, I would play my butt off. I would win a couple games, not games I'm not supposed to win, And then there you go. There's his. They could trade him, but there's some dead. I mean, this year's dead money on him is just it's insane. Next year's would be better. The dead cap money I'm talking about, and this year I think it's like it's insane. It's it would have to wait a year. You'd have to wait a year, guys. Anyway, Travis Kelce, he's in the news. Travis says we have every piece that we need to be great. That's what Travis Kelce said. Now, I'm telling you something. You have to understand something. These guys, the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, they're a good team, and, they just need to, their offense hasn't been looking the best. They lost against Denver. I think Denver's a better team than their record. When they got blown out by Miami that one time, everyone thought, oh, no. But, it's a young team. They're trying to put it together. Russell Wilson's doing much better. If you compare Russell Wilson's stats to Patrick Mahomes, literally, this year, Russell Wilson is leading. Other than, I think, completion percentage, he's like 2 points down. So, any given Sunday, right, guys? Any given Sunday. I have this one league that I'm in, fantasy football league, right? And these guys are going at it with texting today. They're going after each other, calling each other names. I mean, there was fights going on and texting. Those armchair quarterbacks are texting each other. It's getting intense, guys. It's the 9th week, and there's only a few more weeks to really make it right in fantasy football. And these guys, I've always loved playing with these guys. Play with them probably the last 5 years. I've been playing with these guys, and they're the best. I mean, the best I've ever played with. Jeff Johnson, Marlon White, Stu Caron. Jonathan Morales, just seriously, those guys, they're really good. They're really good at it, and congratulations, guys. I mean, you guys are just fighting up a storm. I love that. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to see that, even in fantasy football, that's what this show is all about, right? I mean, even in fantasy football, people are screaming and everything. It's just kind of cool in a way, right? It's kind of fun. I mean, you have to hats off to these guys. It's funny. Now, this is what. Let's just go over what each team. Let's just go over the Minnesota Vikings. How about that? Minnesota's without Kirk Cousins. Wow. Now, I don't think Mr. Josh Dobbs, they got from the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think he can actually start this Sunday. So not only Kirk Cousins managers are in shambles, right, after a season-ending Achilles injury, but managers would Jordan Addison, hello, that's me, Jordan Addison, I have him. T.J. Hawkinson, I have him too in one of my other leagues. And Justin Jefferson, I have him but he's still on IR in my other league. We're worried. We should be worried. Think about it, Look at Kirk Cousins, what he did against the 49ers. He just tore him apart, and that's a good defense. I've never seen him play that well, ever, and it was so sad to see him, just go down like that. It's so sad. It's very sad. Last season, DeAndre Hopkins, he was minus 6.8 PPG. Mark Andrews, minus 4.9. Tyreek Hill, minus 6.2. all the way down to CeeDee Lamb at -1.8, all saw their fantasy productions dip without their starting quarterbacks at the helm. You have to understand that. It's just that's the way it is. All those massive fantasy players just took a hit. Took a massive hit. So you have to, man, maybe hope that Dobbs will be do better. I think Dobbs was a great pickup. I wouldn't get too upset. Hawkinson, Addison, and Jefferson owners, don't get too upset. This might be a good time for you guys to trade out if you own these players, to trade them. And it's official. Jordan Addison on my team is officially up for grabs for a trade. So any one of my people who I play fantasy football with, and offer me something like that. That's a good thing to do. Now DeAndre Hopkins looks better now with Will Levis. I told everyone that. Mark Andrews looks great. I mean, they were going over the first 3 years of Mr. Lamar Jackson. Like his MVP year, his yards per attempt on running was like 10 point something, right? Then it's diminished last year or year before. It went down to like 7. And this year it's like 3.9. But he's throwing the ball more. It's that new offense. Everyone says, oh, it looks like the same offense. It looks like they're doing the same offense, yada, yada, yada. No, guys, they're not doing the same offense. It's a totally different coordinator. Look at the stats. You have to look at the stats, what I've just told you, to even minutely comment on stuff like this. Obviously, all this stuff with Minnesota depends heavily on how the rookie Jalen Hall and the trade acquisition of Joshua Dobbs plays for Minnesota. I think Joshua Dobbs, I think that's a great pickup. Great pickup. I really do. I think that was really, really smart. And Colin Hurd, give it up to the Herd, man. Colin, I give it up to you, brother, because you predicted it. Yeah, congratulations, brother. He predicted it. He said, what would be great is Josh Dobbs would go to Minnesota. That would be a smart move. And it happened. Guy knows his stuff, that's for sure. I think Devontae Adams is going to do better because you have to understand Aiden O'Connell, the gunslinger, with the rookie Aiden O'Connell. He was going after Adams all the time. Adams earned 13 targets, catching 8 of them for 75 yards in the same game. Josh Jacobs set highs with 11 targets at 139 yards from scrimmage, 27 fantasy points. So think about it, guys. This is going to be great. The Aiden O'Connell is going to step up, take over the helm, and he's going to just light it up to Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. They all get better. So there you go. Who do you start? Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and maybe even Aiden O'Connell. There's your sleeper. Joe Burrow. Oh man, I'm talking about my buddy Marlon's love interest. Joe Burrow. Another rough start to the season, mainly due to his calf injury, right? bad. But come on, man. Lately, he's been on fire. I mean, fire. It's just looking great. Looking great. Joe Mixon is back. Jamar Chase. All these people I'm talking about, you need to start. Okay? All right. Taylor Heineke. The coach really loving him. Everyone says, oh, he's the best, backup in football, blah, blah, blah. He'll never bring his team to the promised land. I don't know. Give him a team like the Atlanta Falcons. You don't know. Shh. Watch Taylor Heineke's magic as a sleeper this weekend. And Bijan Robinson, man. I mean, he's something. Jahmyr Gibbs. Of course they're not playing this weekend, but Jahmyr Gibbs, he's been just stepping it up since Montgomery's been hurt. So Jahmyr Gibbs looked good. Just think when Montgomery comes back, what that backfield's going to look like. Oh, wow. That's going to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Ooh. Oh, man, that's going to be fun to watch. They're going to get better. So, tell you something, guys. I'm telling you something. Tua. I think he's going to light it up in Frankfurt. That's the thing. What you have to understand is the teams that flew out there. Now, the Jacksonville Jags flew out there early and they won, right? Seems like when the teams fly out late, they don't have the time, and then the jet lag and everything, they don't get right. And Miami's great, man. They flew out early this week. They wanted to get there early. They've had a few practices. I believe the Kansas City Chiefs had a practice, but then they have to get ready to go, and they flew out Friday for tomorrow morning's game. Tomorrow morning's game is at 6:30 a.m., guys, from Frankfurt, Germany. It's 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, clocks go back. You lose an hour. You're going to lose an hour. So just put that in your memory bank. But I think definitely is a start for Tua, Tyreek Hill. I think that's going to be I think it's going to be a shootout. I really believe it. It's weird, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it'll be like a stupid shootout. Sort of like I'm giving, probably 38-35, and Miami wins at the end. I would definitely start Tua. And then I would start, of course, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Pacheco. I think Vandal Scantling is going to start stepping up. McCole Hardman's going to start stepping up, and then all the young bucks, younger guys. I think they'll start getting it. I think they will. Their defense is number 5 in the league, guys. Start their defense. If that's the only, they'll still score you points, even if I think Kansas City might score a touchdown on defense. I really do. I could see that happening. You never know, guys. This could be the Chiefs could. Their defense is really good. And whenever Tua has his hands in his face, they got him going. But he throws the ball very quick. There's the speedsters with Waddle and Tyreek Hill, crossing patterns. It's so hard to cover that. It's like a hike, and as soon as he hikes the ball, it's like 1-2, the ball's out of his hand. It's that quick. So, I mean, you got to cut the crossing patterns. And it's hard to cut the crossing patterns out with this team. Why? Because if you try to do that, they're going to beat you deep. It's going to be a long day for you. So a lot of teams give them the underneath. A lot of teams do that. So, but you have to get the two up to be able to win this game. You just do, and you never know. The Chiefs flew in to Germany on Friday, like I said. So, Friday, and then by the time they get there, they have to go to the hotel, and they have to eat, they have their families, and then Saturday they do a walkthrough, but Saturday, what is it? Saturday, it's like 9 hours difference, guys, right? 9 hours difference. Think about it, it's just, that's tough. That's tough on the body. It just is. It just is, and it's really hard for them to, get straight for that Sunday morning game, So, and Sunday morning it's not really, it's like, I think it's 9 hours if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, it's 8 hours. 8 hours, guys. So, the 6:30 a.m. game it's really like a 1 o'clock game there. 12:30, 1 o'clock game. So that Sunday morning they wake up and they're still jet lagged, and it's like I said, it's I think it's a mistake going there late. I really do. I think getting there early, getting acclimated to the weather, to the location, to the altitude, all that stuff, and then having a couple practices, instead of with Kansas City, they had a couple practices during the week, and then, they have to fly out, and that's like a whole day, and I don't know. It's what it is. So back to fantasy, start Tua, start Mahomes, start, almost anyone that you have that is superstars, Tyreek Hill, Jason Waddle, Pacheco, just make sure to start those guys. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. Really early. Coffee time. The next game we have the Minnesota Vikings and the Falcons. I had called the Vikings to win this game. Because of their defense, the way they play their defense. Taylor Heineke's in the helm. The Falcons, he hasn't been really playing too much with all the guys. It's mainly been Ritter, right? So and that defense of the Vikings looks so good. So good. Start the defense of the Vikings. You could start the defense of the Falcons too. Addison might have a good game. He could. And Osborne might have a good game. Hawkinson might have a good game. I think they'll rally this game. I think the Vikings will rally. I really do. I think they'll rally. The offense coordinator will devise plays to get the stars the ball, like a quick screen to the left or right for Addison. Hawkinson, I know that they'll draw some stuff up. And with that defense, so Addison, Osborne, start, Hawkinson, start. You could, I just think the Vikings are going to just really have a way with them. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think they're going to win. Bijan Robinson, Algier, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I'm not a big Kyle Pitts fan, so I think he's a waste of fantasy. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks and the Ravens. This is going to be a fun one. Baltimore, you have to understand, guys, Lamar Jackson 17-1 against NFC teams. 17-1. Their defense is just, it's a sleeper. Their defense is they're third. They're number one, scoring defense. And Geno has been having a hard time throwing interceptions. Mind you, this defense is stingy with the run. So, but sometimes when stingy with run, Walker. They're going to be going to him. Period. They will try to run Walker. They'll try to get him in screens because he's very good. If you have Walker, start Walker. I would start Lamar Jackson, of course. Mark Andrews, start Edwards. Edwards has been doing really good. I think Odell Beckham might do well this game, and then Zay Flowers, start him. Their defense, of course, start. It's just, Ravens are, the kicker, of course, Tucker, that's a given. And and on Seattle, Walker, DK Metcalf, he's a freak. If he's going to get it. He's going to get it. Lockett's been doing really well lately. Start them. This could be a 27-21 game. This could be a very low-scoring game. I don't see it as a long. The Seattle's defense is for real. They're 7th, so they're very good. They're 5th against the rush. That's pretty good. So the Ravens are 1 against it. Anyway, but it's good. It looks, Lamar Jackson. I think he'll do well. Man, it's gonna be a fun game to watch. So sure, that is full show. Cleveland Browns. We already went over this side. Probably would just Ford, Cooper, their defense. Deshaun Watson, no. He's only had one good game since he's been with the Browns. One good game. He's just such a waste. And then the Cardinals, they're 1-7. They always do good. They always give teams a run for their money. They do. They really do. That's one thing the Cardinals do. They really give their teams a run for the money. And then, not many people to start. Maybe Wilson, but I wouldn't start anyone on the Cardinals. Not against the Cleveland Browns defense. That's for sure. LA Rams going into the Packers. Should you start Jones? I would start Jones, running back. Packers, maybe. I don't know. I have Watson, and he has done nothing. Jordan Love is just. I'm sorry, Green Bay Packers fans. I love that team. Yeah, that's I love all teams, but I would love to see them play. Used to love seeing Favre play, and Aaron Rodgers, and it was exciting stuff. They're just Lambeau Field. Hopefully they'll do well. I'm like I said, I'm not a big fan for Jordan Love. Matthew Stafford is questionable. I think realistically, don't hate me, Green Bay Packers. I think LA's a better team. I think you start Cooper Kupp, start Apua, Henderson, Higbee, that's for sure. And go from there. And with the Packers, like I said, Jones, Romeo Dobbs, and that's about it on that end. The Buccaneers and the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud against the Buccaneers defense. They were tough. Baker Mayfield looked really good, really good. I think it's to start. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I think Baker Mayfield's going to go off. Start Baker. Start Evans. Start, just seriously, you have to start Evans. Evans is going to be a huge game. And C.J. Stroud, I'd start him. I don't know if he's going to have such a great game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, but I'm sure he'll have an adequate game. He might score maybe 18, 20 points. That's adequate. And, I think Baker Mayfield's going to go off. I think he's going to have like 24, 26 points, and I think Evans is going to be a big part of that. I think Evans is going to be a huge game tomorrow. Huge game. So we have the Washington Commanders. They traded away their two best edge rushers. Montez Sweat, who signed a $98 million contract. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just, wow. And so they're going into the Patriots. So obviously I want to start the Washington defense. For their offense, I like Sam Howell. I think he'll do good against the Patriots. I think the Patriots, Bill Belichick will take away McLaurin. So try to get to Dotson, Robertson, start him. I start Sam Howell. Why not? And with the Patriots, you never know. I'm sorry. Angle, I don't know. It's not. I just don't. I don't see anyone on the Patriots. Meaning, they're 2-6, 2-6 for a reason in fantasy football. Ugh, forget about it. Bye bye. Mac Jones, maybe, right? Maybe, yeah. Throw in Mac Jones if you have to do it, because there are a few teams that are out right now. So then you have Bears. Montez Sweat is not going to start, and might play a few plays. So, but they're going into the Saints, and the Saints have been really looking good. Their offense has been really better. Their defense at home, very loud stadium. Maybe DJ Moore on the Bears. It's hard to stop him. He's a freak, and just the Bears, ugly. So, but the Saints defense, Kamara, Derek Carr, Olave, that would be a good choice. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And then what about the Colts and the Panthers? Thielen on the Panthers. I always pick Thielen. He always brings me these great fantasy points. And then the Gardner Minshew it's a great pickup this weekend if you need an extra quarterback, if your quarterback's down, which many are, right? And so I would pick up Gardner Minshew. I think he's having a good game this game. And Taylor, Zach Moss, and it's just I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. And Downs of the Colts is going to have a huge game, and it might be a good game. I just don't see the Panthers beating the Colts. Then the Raiders, like we went over who to start, and then Daniel Jones is back playing the Raiders. The defense is much better than everyone thinks they are. The Raiders defense, seriously, guys, it's a good defense. With Crosby, he's a beast. He's a beast. But this is in Las Vegas too, so it's gonna be a fun game to watch. I like I said, O'Connell, Devontae Adams, and Jacobs, and start. And Jacoby Myers, I don't know. I don't think so. I would sit him on this game if you have someone other than him. And then we have the New York Giants. Daniel Jones, I would play him. I think he'll score points. I think he'll score points in running the ball, and I think he'll really do everything he can. But he's going to be running him away from from Crosby. That's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough act to follow. I would start the defense of the Raiders. I mean, the defense of the Giants looked great last week, but really they look great against who? Zach Wilson. Come on. Stop. Cowboys, Eagles, guys. Cowboys, Eagles. I would just start the house on both of them. I mean, if you have the Cowboys defense, start it. If you have the Eagles defense, start them. You have to, right? I mean, either team, one's 5-2, one's 7-1. Two great teams, same division, awesome game. Probably one of two best games of the week. Seriously, there's 3 great games this weekend. Think about it. You have the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Right smack in the morning at 6:30 in the morning. And then you have the Cowboys Eagles at 1:25 p.m., right? Pacific Standard Time, right? And then right after that, at 5:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on NBC, you have Sunday Night Football with the Buffalo Bills going into the Cincinnati Bengals and playing the Bengals. Wow. I mean, this is a great Sunday, guys. This is going to be a one fun Sunday. And seriously, wow. 9th week, got to be. It's going to be fun. Fantasy lovers, Cowboys, and the Eagles. If they have that team, start them. They will still, that both defenses will score points for you. They will. They'll get to Dak Prescott. They'll stop the run. They'll get to Jalen Hurts. It's going to be fun to watch. I think they're going to open it up. I think both teams will open it up. I think it's going to be like a high-scoring game. And I think you should start everyone and anyone that you have on the Eagles. Seriously, guys. Just go for it. Now you have the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals. This now is a little bit different. These two, a little bit different. It's in Cincinnati. So what I just learned that in Cincinnati, Ohio tomorrow, it's probably going to be the low is going to be 41 by game time. You're looking around probably early 50s, right? No precipitation. Wow. I could say that, precipitation. Wow. You know how some words, just, all right. So, the Buffalo Bills, I would start Josh Allen. I would start Cook. I would start Diggs. I would start Gabe Davis. I would start Kincaid. He's been on fire. The Bengals, Chase Young, Joe Burrows, Jonathan Morales. Congratulations on that, man. Sticking with Joe. Congratulations. And, just start him. He'll have a good game. He's been having just great games as of late. T. Higgins might get involved. Mixon might get involved. Both defenses can step up. If you have the Bengals defense, start them. If you have the Buffalo Bills, you'd have to. You have to, guys. Because one of these teams might pull away and go for it, right? Or they might be really even, and it'll be a hard-fought defensive battle. You don't know. It's any given Sunday, guys. You never know. Never know. So, and then Monday night, you have Haber and the Jets, and I really believe that Zach Wilson is the huge sleeper this weekend. I think he's going to have a great game against the Chargers. I think he even topples Haber in passing. I think the Chargers are going to pull it out, but I really believe that definitely it's going to be a fun game to watch. But I think Zach Wilson will definitely have a great game. Guys, it's been fun. We have 4 teams on the bye. We have the Broncos on a bye, the Lions on a bye, the Jags on a bye, and the San Francisco 49ers on a bye. Those 4 teams, the majority of guys who are in first place, second place, third place on those teams, from those teams, the guys, we have those players. Think about it. We have them. So, guys who are in first, second, and third, that's all I did the last few days. It's just, like I said, I have 62 teams, man. I was like, okay, I have the Lions defense. I want to keep them. And I have David Montgomery, keep him. I have Jared Goff, keep him. I have Etienne, keep him. I have Lawrence, keep him. I have, oh my God, it's like Kirk, I have keep him. I keep him, and then San Francisco is, Christian McCaffrey, keep him. Brock Purdy, keep him. Kittle, keep him. Ayuk, keep him. And just defenses, keep. So, I don't have anyone on the Broncos. But anyway, it's, that's just fantasy football. It's enjoyable. Just think if you have 62 teams when you have to do all that. So a lot of these guys have 1 or 2 teams, and they just complain about it. But if you had 62 and you had to do it, you'd be going nuts. It's fun. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next week, and enjoy tomorrow, man. I love Sunday. Bright and early, man. Watch that amazing game, the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs with, yes, Taylor Swift. Woo!